This is episode 003. Welcome to the Harbor Site, guys. And I just want to say I apologize for this intro music. What we've done here is depending on the guest depicts the intro music, and apparently this is what my coach likes.
It's like 21 Pilots.
Let it be known that I did not pick this at all.
But you said 21 Pilots. This is exactly like 21 Pilots.
It sounds similar.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
You good? Take a little Delta 8 and
Yeah.
put your headphones on.
Yeah.
Right out the gate with the illicit drugs.
That's
I like
my,
it.
That's my
No,
Friday.
that's not true. Delta 8s are completely legal in North Carolina.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah. So you can Google that, Miss Producer. You already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Capra dabbles in the Delta 8 world.
Anyways. My mom is listening to this podcast, and that is not true.
She is not going to listen to this podcast. That's 100% not going to happen. Watch it be the one.
Right.
Let's just do. Anyways, welcome, man. It's
Thanks
been
for
a long
having
time coming. Yeah, this is exciting for me.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm usually just getting yelled at by you and made fun of. More probably made fun of.
I think they call that coaching.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Our style,
Yeah, right.
a style of.
Yeah, there's a little blurb on Jocko's podcast that he talks about how, I can't remember all the details, but some of these people wouldn't turn out the way they did unless they had a coach that was, complete asshole, and expected greatness, and that's why they were great.
So my greatness is due to your assholeness.
100%.
Damn.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So everybody, this is Tyler Boone. He is the owner of one of the owners of Crest BJJ in Hampstead, as well as a Marine, and actually served with Josh Hansberger, my business partner and teammate and best friend. But you were down in Haiti with him?
That's right. Yeah. 2004.
Yeah.
And man, Josh, he made quite a change from then. He's a great Marine, but I think he had told me that he was going to get out.
Really?
I believe that was what he last told
in
me.
Haiti.
It was right when we got back.
Okay.
I think you can ask him. I think
Was that his first? Was that his first? 2004. That had to have been his first 4 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
'Cause he
they
got
had
in
gone
after me.
to Okinawa, I think, and done
UDP or whatever.
with it not tying school or whatever it is.
Okay.
I forget the name of that.
Jungle Warfare Training
That's
Center. JWTC.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Did you go up there?
I did not.
No. Iraq for you, huh?
That was it. Yeah. And Haiti. Haiti was actually a good time.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. It's a beautiful country, but just the dirtiest place you could ever be.
Was that a fun deployment?
It wasn't bad. We stayed in the soccer stadium in Port-au-Prince, and they'd bring us beers, and we'd go out on patrol. And
He told me some wild stories
Yeah.
that we probably shouldn't share.
right, yeah, I'm assuming that has a little something to do with the prison. Josh.
Yep.
We'll we can reminisce about that some other time. But,
Everybody listening is like, no, I want to know what that.
yeah, except for the guys that were there, and they're like, shut up.
But you guys are supporting some pretty cool stuff down there, and then the stories I heard revolve around the prison, and we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
So when did you join?
I joined in 2003, right out of high school, and got out in 2009.
Where were you originally from?
I grew up most of my life in Ohio. My father was in the military, so we bounced around a little bit.
Really? What was he in? This is all new to me. This is exciting.
Yeah, he was a psychologist in the Navy,
Okay.
and then the Army for a while as well.
So he was a smart one.
Yeah.
You didn't get those genes.
Yeah, sorry.
Son, you're going to enlist in the Marine Corps. This is good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much what happened was they basically said, get a scholarship or think about, what branch you want to serve in.
Seriously?
Yeah, pretty much.
How
But
long-
we used to watch all kinds of war movies and stuff, so I was like, yeah, I'm going. Because I didn't want to go to school.
Yeah, most of my friends don't.
Yeah. Everybody kept saying, like, where are you going to go to school? I'm like, I don't think I'm going to go. I ended up going when I got out, but
Yes, and that's what we actually talked about that with Johnny last episode. Was I don't think kids should really go.
Not right out the gate, at least. Like
100%.
until you know what you're into.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should.
It's too early.
Yeah, I think everybody should have to do 2 years of something in perhaps the military, but
perhaps
maybe,
little service.
Yeah.
Little service action.
It's good for you.
Yeah. So how long was he in the Navy?
I can't remember the split, but he did over 20 years combined.
Yeah.
Service. And when he was in the Army, actually, we linked up in Fallujah.
Wait a minute. He was in the Army also?
Yeah. Yeah, he, for whatever reason, he had to get out of the Navy. I think they were downsizing or something.
Clinton.
Probably. and then he picked up with the Army. Same deal, just different branch.
Really? So when you went to Iraq, he was there?
Yeah. Yeah.
During that? We'll just tell everybody when did you go to Iraq? What did you do?
Oh, so that was 2005 was the year that we linked up. And that was Fallujah, and then 3-8 went to Ramadi in 2006.
You were there in 2006? Oh shit! So was I.
Yeah,
I was in Fallujah.
I think we chatted about that.
That was rough,
briefly,
bro.
Yeah, Ramadi was.
That was a rough time.
Yeah, that little window was brutal.
Yeah,
we were
fighting.
They were assholes.
They were assholes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our platoon cleaned up shop though. I actually want to get my platoon sergeant Phil Thome on here. I think that would be freaking to kind of reminisce about that and get his point of view as a platoon sergeant. I consider myself a junior Marine at that point. It was, I was, a team leader, but still,
be cool to pick their brains about, the anxiety
where his
that
head
they had
was at.
to try to bring people home. Had to be some heavy shit.
Yeah. Anyways, so you linked up with him in 2006 or 2005?
2005. Yeah.
How was that? We were seeing your dad in a war zone.
Yeah, it was very, very cool to say that, you did it, but at the same time, I just was focused and I wanted to. Was
he like, tell me about your feelings about being here?
No, we just wrapped. We went to the chow hall. That's pretty much all we could do. So, I don't know. Whenever we deployed, I'd always like to build a routine as quickly as possible and just stick to it.
Yeah.
And that kind of threw a wrench in it. But
where were you at in your platoon when you were over there? Were you like element? Well, I don't know what they call it. Squad. I know squad leader, but fire team leader.
Not in Fallujah. No,
not in Fallujah.
No.
Okay.
We were just in trucks and I think ran gunner for a while and dismount, whatever. But yeah, we just did
a grunt.
Yeah. We just did highway security, MSR security, up and down
in Fallujah.
Yep, up and down Michigan and going to Abu Ghraib, getting grub. That's about it.
The old clover leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked all over. We walked all over that. I wonder if we had to have crossed paths.
I'd say.
Hell, you probably did security for us.
Probably.
Yeah. And what were you doing in Ramadi?
We were again in trucks and just patrolling the city, just 3 or 4 times a day.
Fighting, basically.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'd just get blown up and then get out and just level as much shit as we could.
As grunts do.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
awesome. So when did you get out?
2009. So after I got back from Ramadi, I went up to Koumalatsos.
Some time.
Yeah, to work at the basic school.
What year was that?
I got up there the first of the year in 2007.
Did you cross paths with Josh again?
I don't know.
He was up there.
I don't think I saw him, but I'm sure. Yeah,
he was up there teaching weapons before he came to MARSOC.
Huh.
He actually did some stuff with the basic school as well.
I have to see what years he was there.
Yeah, you guys definitely were in the same AO. Small Marine Corps.
So we took them out. We'd have to go to 29 Palms every 2 or 3 months and do a live fire evolution with the mortars.
That's so much fun. I love 29 Palms.
Right. Yeah.
You were going up there every few months?
Yeah. It was horrible. I couldn't wait to get out.
Why'd you do so long then?
I actually originally had a 5-year contract with intelligence and ran into some snags along the way.
What does that mean?
The typical trouble that people get into.
You got in trouble?
I got in a little bit of trouble, and then they said,
Bro, you on a podcast, can we talk about this trouble?
Maybe later. If you busted out the Delta 8, maybe, but anyway, ran into a little issues and ended up in the 03 element. Got done. So I went to.
It was a good place for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you probably fit in, knowing you as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
Over the past few years.
Yeah. I went to, what was it for Pogues?
MCT.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I did MCT. Did you?
Yeah. I was an admin guy when I first joined in.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't have to be a grunt, right?
No.
Yeah. That's Marv's a comm guy.
Yeah.
Comm Bubba.
So he did MCT as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that, and then
Papa Marv.
found excuse me, got into a little bit of trouble, and then they said, you want to be in 03 or do you want to go home? I said, let's be in 03. Sounds great.
That's what they gave you? You got in trouble in like either 03 or going home.
Yeah, it was at the time like that time, like 03, 04, they were like, we need bodies in
the war's happening.
Grunts. Yeah. So that was great.
0311, you made
Wouldn't
it.
change a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I ended up in the mortars, which helping those things around wasn't exactly fun.
Yeah, so for those, I mean, most people know Josh, Josh Hansberger. He's like, I don't know. When I look at him, he's like 6'7", 300 pounds. That's what he feels like he is. He's not quite that big, but he's a large human.
That dude's an ox.
Yeah. You do not look like you would fit in a mortar platoon. How did that happen?
I don't know. I forget what they based it on.
Were you just running all the time behind everybody?
I kept up. I got a second in the class for mortars, but they suck. They're stupid heavy.
That's what he sees. He says the same thing all the time.
It's ridiculous.
And you're just carrying that shit around everywhere you go. Nice. Did you get to actually use them in country ever? We
did a few. I think honestly, all we did was elimination.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like over the city and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we touched them like 2 or 3 times.
Mostly just doing patrols. Were they making you do presence patrols?
100%. Yeah, that was frustrating because...
Dude, I remember when that came out, I was like, this is literally in a movie. Like, they did this shit in Vietnam, and they made fun of it then.
Yeah.
How are you...
And we had some good leaders, but at the same time, they were just looking to sort of poke some wasp nests and shit, which...
With 19, 20-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I do that. That used to frustrate the piss out of us all the time because we're like, dude, why are they just sending kids walking down the street?
Yeah.
And they would want us to do that. And I'm like, this makes no sense, man.
Yeah.
We're a recon team. Like,
well, it made no sense, period.
In general.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah. And once we get engaged, we're gonna level the building anyway. So let's just level the building. Why don't we just preemptively, destroy it? But, it was tough. That was a tough deployment.
Yeah, it was. So you had a few years after you came back and then taught at the basic school. How fun was that?
I didn't care for it, mainly because the area, Northern Virginia, just the traffic.
So what did you teach up there?
We taught mortars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so same thing.
Just at the range shooting mortars.
Yep. This time we didn't have to get them out of the armory. The officers did.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Show up.
That's the only good part. Yeah. Yeah, but
nice.
No, it's all right. The area's whatever. It's a pretty area.
Were you married the whole time?
I got married right before. Oh, kill me, honey. I think Ramadi.
God, I hope Cody's not listening to this.
Yeah. I can guess the year.
But you were married in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, for the most part of it, and then we're still married today.
Yeah, congratulations.
I don't know why she stayed with me, but she did.
Dude, that's a feat, man. Yeah. There's only a couple of people that I know that actually have made the transition all the way through. Josh is one of them.
Yeah.
Definitely not easy.
I give her all the credit. I
as
didn't do anything but try to sabotage it.
Right, as we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got out, and your transition out was a little rough.
Yeah,
like mine.
Yeah. I didn't set myself up for success. I thought I did. I thought I was just going to do the normal thing and enroll in school and everything would be
How old
fine.
were you at the time?
Let's see, 24.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah.
You're still a kid.
Yeah. And then
with a family.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. First kid on the way, just got into school, new spot. Wasn't sure sort of where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. And
how'd you get back down here?
So when I was down here, my wife Cody actually came down and went to UNCW in Cape Fear. So we would come to Wilmington on some of our off time and hang out and just like the area. So when we got out in Virginia, instead of going back to Ohio, where I'm from a very small town, there's not very much in the way of opportunities, and we didn't really want to anyway, we went down to Wilmington and hung out, got a little place. And
so it had nothing to do with Lejeune or anything like that?
No.
It just happened to be.
Yeah.
Well, good for me.
Yeah. Yeah, Wilmington's a beautiful little town, and everything around it's great.
It's funny, when I got out, you know, the typical thing, you want to get as far away from the Marine Corps as possible, right?
Yeah.
So I just hated the area. I was bitter of the Marine Corps. Everybody that knows, anybody that's read Excommunicated Warriors knows that. But I started, as I was transitioning and I was traveling the world, I realized that the area is not that bad.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. It's tough to beat, to be honest with you.
And it's like the cost of living is low. You've got
beautiful beaches.
You're like a couple miles from the beach. The winter is as much as I hate it.
Yep.
It's short. I mean, somebody from Ohio, you're like, this is not a winter.
Well, I still hate it.
Right.
This morning ruined my entire winter.
Oh, speaking of this morning, so I literally walk out the door this morning, right, and then I'll leave it for that. But I walked out the morning, go to Jiu-Jitsu, meet up with you, and we're talking shit about it. I get in my car, I get in my truck afterwards, and there's like a group message between the Slicks and them and all of us. And they were sending gifs of me walking out of my front door. They were like, I guarantee Nick said, what did you say I said?
What the shit is this?
Yeah, what the shit is this? And verbatim, I walked out my front door at 5 something this morning to head to class. And I literally said, what the shit is this? It's time to move to Florida.
Yep. Pretty sure I used the F word, but I said the exact same thing. I was so pissed. I had no warning.
No warning.
This morning. Horrible. I walked out and I'm freezing.
It was 80-something degrees yesterday.
Yeah.
It was 50 degrees.
It's bullshit.
I love it so much.
Somebody needs to put a memo out when that's going to happen. That shift.
I love it.
The mats were like concrete.
It was horrible.
Oh, that probably would be super rough.
Yeah, when you don't know what to set the temperature on because you didn't check, which I didn't know was going to get that cold, it sucks.
Brisk.
Yeah. And for those of you listening, listen. You can say all you want to say. I don't care. Yes, I'm a bitch in the cold. I'm done. I don't want to be cold anymore, ever.
Not ever.
That's not true. I'll say that I'll take a trip to go do snowboarding. That's like a 3 or 4 day thing. Yeah. You go there, you enjoy it, have a fire.
You are never cold when you're snowboarding. You like sweat when you snowboard.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I get in a plane and I fly back to somewhere that's tropical, and that's where I stay the entire time.
Yeah, I'm not far enough south.
No. This is north. Yeah. I'm north. I live in the north.
Yep, 100%.
It's called North Carolina.
Yeah. Anything north of here,
it's in the name,
is dead to me.
Yeah. I basically tell everybody, if you're north of North Carolina, you live in Canada.
Yeah.
You're basically Canadian.
You're basically Canadian. Yeah. I still love all of you up there, but you're basically Canadian.
And we don't support socialism, so we won't be visiting.
We won't be visiting. Yeah, man, it was brutal. But they had me pegged, man. They were like, yeah, Nick's gonna be miserable.
Yeah. I texted my wife. I was like, this is bullshit.
This is bullshit. Start get on Zillow and start looking at houses.
I told her, I said, go turn the fireplace on.
So nonetheless, that was my point was it's not a bad area. It's I was putting emotion into an area, but then I started traveling the world, and like I was having to go to Texas and California for work and up to DC for work. And I'm like, all these places suck.
Yeah.
And Texas doesn't suck. I was flying into Dallas. I was having to be in Dallas. And I was like, the traffic there and the whole interstate system there, I'm like, this is miserable.
Yeah.
And we don't even talk about California.
Wow. Yeah. We all know about that.
Yeah. But I would come back here. It's like 2,500 people in Holly Ridge. I'm like,
it's got that beautiful small town feel. Everybody's nice, pleasant. Yeah. It's been great. I'm
good.
If we move even to Florida or wherever, like it's gonna have to feel pretty similar to this.
Yeah.
For me to pull the trigger.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. A little jiu-jitsu Little jits and gym down there.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Just in a hut on the beach.
Get ready, babe.
I'm ready.
I know you're ready to go whenever.
When is retirement happening? Like, are we close?
Oh, we got to sell Johnny Slicks, and my daughter's got to graduate. So
is that like 3 years?
Yeah.
She's got 3 years.
Yeah, she's got 3 years.
I can wait.
Yeah, right? It's no big deal. We'll start looking for places down there probably next year.
Sweet.
Anyway, so you get out, you go to school. What did you go to school for?
I went and got my associates at Cape Fear Community College, and it was just associates in science, which if you completed, you get to automatically transfer to a state school in the state, and they accept all your credits. Mm-hmm. Some type of deal they have. And then I got accepted into the athletic training program, and that was an additional 3 years, and board exam, the whole 9 yards. And then I got out and quickly realized that I wasn't going to make any money doing that, and I was going to work my ass off. And it was it was a cool little field. I learned some cool stuff, but linked up with a guy, and we said, let's go do some jiu-jitsu instead.
Who did you link up with first? Was it Gareth?
No, it was Johnny the whole way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We went to in 2010 I met a guy at Cape Fear, and he said, you need to come check this out. Went and got hooked. These two girls were kicking my ass.
You're like, how?
Yep. I got to learn this dark magic.
That's exactly what Gareth said. What is this voodoo? How? Because he's another massive human being.
Yeah.
And
get a chick that's a quarter of your weight throwing triangles on you, like you're like, what's happening, right? I'm a strong dude. Yeah.
This is something I need. I need to know how to do this.
Yeah. So it was just intriguing. It's like it's a great exercise for your mind and body. So that's what I think drew it to me and got me hooked. It was that outlet for everything almost.
And to back up, because I know that I'll keep you honest. You were heavily drinking.
Yeah, I was doing
prior to that
some serious drinking, and that went on through my first couple of years
really
of doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
So
I suffered for it.
Why do you think? Yeah, I bet you suffered for it.
Yeah.
So why do you think you did that so heavily?
I mean, I think I am probably predisposed to some addictive personalities, but I didn't treat any causes and like the root of any problems.
No.
And
but you weren't drinking heavily when you were in, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a thing that you were like transitioning, you went to it to self-medicate or whatever.
I
guess you were self-medicating mentally.
Right. So when we were deploying, you'd come home, maybe party a little bit, but then you'd go back on a deployment and it's all good. But then, once I transitioned up to Quantico, and then throughout that time and then the transition out, it was all pretty downhill as far as that's concerned. Yeah.
I did the same thing. I was drinking heavily, but it was really like to sleep at night and or numb my emotions or whatever.
Yeah. A lot of it was like that. And then some nights, for whatever reason, I get wild hair and go out by myself and just wake up someone random, like not somebody's place, but like, there's a zoo in Carolina Beach that I woke up at one time. That was a pretty interesting night.
In the zoo?
Just outside of it.
Were you trying to get in to see the animals?
Maybe. I love animals.
Yeah, I could see Tyler at a bar and be like, "We're gonna go ride a fucking tiger."
I think what happened was I was trying to get home. It was on the way, and that's as far as I made it.
As far as you made it.
So I mean, luckily that's all that happened. But I put my wife in some undue stress, and
what the hell you would be? I can't even imagine the reaction that you.
Well, first of all, I was the one that was drinking.
Yes. Yes. But
at this day and age,
yes,
I'd be like, get your ass. I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, I didn't have any identity. I didn't care either. Like when I was doing it, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I was like, fuck you. I'm doing this, and you can either deal with it or get the fuck out.
Why though?
Yeah, I don't know. I just needed something, and I didn't have anything for myself, and I didn't have an identity, and I was just being a bitch.
Just being an asshole.
It numbs a lot. I mean, it really does for people. And that's why, like, even my brother was an alcoholic for over a decade. And his biggest thing was like, he was drinking so that he, didn't have to deal with anything, right? Well, then he came off of it and is trying to stop drinking. And he explains like how much, like just the first 6 weeks, like the emotional anxiety he felt because he hasn't processed any emotions while he was drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all kind of hit you all at once.
He was like, I thought that I was having panic attacks because I had feelings.
I bet that's why. I bet that's why people go back to drinking.
Yeah.
It numbs a lot.
They fall. Yeah. They kind of fall off the wagon.
I would do it all the time. Like I would drink, wake up, feel like shit, and say I'm never going to do it again. And then 2 or 3 days later, I'm picking up an 18-pack or whatever. Stupid, just horrible. What a waste of time.
So much waste in your health,
youth,
and you're
not even youth. I'm going on 30. I got 2 kids, and I'm throwing back 12 beers. Like that's ridiculous.
Straight being an asshole.
Yeah, just a dick. And but luckily, I don't know what changed. A few little health things that kept me from doing it, and then I really devoted myself to jiu-jitsu and my family.
So where in jiu-jitsu did you did it hit and you stopped drinking and started focusing really well on that?
I went quite a while with, I think 2015 was kind of like this little turning point of just, all right, we got to get some things together.
Where were you at in the whole jiu-jitsu journey? You blue belt at this time?
Maybe blue.
Yeah.
Maybe purplish or something. And, I'm training a good bit, but then still having, times where I'm going on a hiatus or whatever. Well, I had a lot going on with that program, the school program that I graduated from in 2015. And then once I got out, trying to figure out what to do from there.
What did you do?
I did a few just odd jobs with athletic training, thinking that I was going to go back and get my master's degree, but I really did not want to go back to school. So like 18, 24 months went by, just random stuff, training a lot. And then Johnny and I linked up and said, let's figure this thing out.
But at this point, you were already a brown belt, right?
By the time we pulled the trigger, yeah, I'd got my brown belt.
But you were working on it prior to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And tell everybody what that means. Pull the trigger on what?
Oh, the gym.
Yep, Crest.
Yeah.
We opened a gym together. And
how long has it been open?
We opened in April 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we just hit 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my place. That's where all my homies are.
Yeah.
That's where I go to do murder yoga. Well, I don't do murder yoga. They do murder yoga on me.
Yeah, and I take absolutely no credit for it. It's just been, the community has just been amazing. And
well, we needed it in this area.
Yeah. The sport just attracts the best people. So
yeah. I showed up in November 2019.
Yep.
240-pound.
Long
hair, sexy looking dude.
You just had come right off of testosterone for the better part of the year.
Yeah, and then I went back on.
And
that's why.
Just went back on.
No, I was on before that. I was on for a little while.
Like August.
Yeah. So I was like, let's lift some fucking weights.
Yeah. You were a big dude.
Yeah. Did not do me any good.
No.
Whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you decide to change for that?
Like far as weight, or why did I come?
No. Well, why did you decide to start jiu-jitsu, and then what changed for your workouts and stuff that made you trim up, like
trim down
and fix that?
So
all that made you much more functional.
I trimmed too far down because 2020 hit. I hit 189.
Yeah,
and Allie was like, you need.
Why do you look like a bitch?
Yeah,
Are you sick?
Like, you need to eat a sandwich. I was like, I feel so great. She's like, nah, this ain't working for me.
Yeah.
But why I started, so I had a teammate who, I don't know what I don't know if it was IBJJF or it was a collegiate thing, but basically he won worlds in 2007.
Nice.
I don't know what belt, but he really went in and like he was like a Braden, just a savant when it came to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then transferred over to MMA and did decent over there. Anyways, he was a teammate, and we would roll, but when we were in, and he was a lot smaller than me, and you know the deal.
Yeah.
I just
You got worked.
Yeah, bro. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't really rolling. I was completely drenched in sweat and dying, and he's just like, okay, this is kind of boring,
Right.
for me. And I just didn't understand how the hell he manipulated me that way.
Yeah.
So we, you know, he showed me a few things and we would do it, but then, you know, I'd always had a plan to do it. And when I got out, it just never worked out because I was building businesses and working so much. And then, you know, I got with her and her brother did it and he was like, you really should. And so once business kind of, I wouldn't say plateaued because it's definitely not plateaued, but once I got my shit together,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Foundation laid.
Yeah. Like I have a system.
Yep.
I made a video about this on YouTube, and it was basically why I started. And one of the reasons was I wasn't feeling challenged anymore. Now, not day-to-day challenges with business. Yes, things arose.
Right.
But at the end of the day, is like I really wanted that, like, I was in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I had a very small group of friends, you know what I mean? And I was very comfortable in where I was at, and I really wanted to get outside of my comfort zone. So I was like, what am I going to suck at? Where's the pressure going to be paid? And it was part of the plan. And I was like, okay, so I came off testosterone on my HRT, and that was a rough 8 months, which those of you listening, you do not have to do that. With Core, they have a whole fertility protocol. I did it the wrong way. My good friend Vince Vargas did it the right way with Core. He stayed on, felt great the whole time. And nonetheless, I did it the stupid way, but we got a little Dimitri, so it all worked out.
So what makes you think that, you know, that you decided to want to be outside your comfort zone? Whereas a lot of guys, unfortunately, which I think is an issue, is they get there and they want to stay there.
Well, I think it's a good question because a lot of people have asked that before. So I think if you look at it from my demographic, right, you look at a lot of special operations guys, those are the individuals that are taking selection. They're always pushing the needle, right? They're always like, I want to go to the next, I want to be tested. I want the best. I want to be the best. I want to train the best. I want to work with the best. It's always the next thing, right? So there's a certain personality type that attracts that.
Yep.
And I think where I just felt so comfortable where I was, it was uncomfortable for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was like, oh shit, I'm stagnant.
Yeah.
And that makes me kind of panic.
Did jiu-jitsu present itself and then you realized like, yeah, I am fucking just sitting here? Or did you say, I'm fucking stuck. What do I need to do?
I sought it out. I don't remember. I think I might have looked up places in the area.
Well, I think Errol was really pushing as well. We had a guy that was a raider that was working with us that was pushing as well, and he was going somewhere.
He was going down to Wilmington. I was like, well, if I go to Wilmington, there's no way I'm ever making a class.
Right.
Like, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Because of my schedule, how much I work, kids, the whole, like, that ain't happening. Let's be real.
Yeah. I did the same thing for a while, and then it didn't work out.
No, right.
To haul. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it has to be convenient to your life. I need to be able to get in there, get my ass kicked, and get out of there.
Yeah.
I think Neil also came in town once and went there like as a guest.
That's right. He went to Crest before I did.
Okay.
He was like, he came to visit me.
He rolled Braden.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh. That's awesome.
So anyways, so that was really the reason is like, it's like, I want to be pushed outside of my comfort zone. I want to go back to being like, I was a CEO of a bunch of businesses. At one point, her and I had 7 businesses. So I was like, I know what I'm doing.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I know what I'm doing. And, we have employees and, I was good.
You're on autopilot?
I was kind of on autopilot. Like, it was growth and I was pushing to grow, but like that is also autopilot. I knew exactly what to do.
Well, and growth in business too is, you can take that on personally, but at the same time, it's not
personal
inside.
Growth. It's not you.
Personal growth,
right.
Exactly.
So anyways, I went to, it was a night class. Sickles was there. And Johnny was probably there too. And anyways, so I said, hey, I'm interested in coming. And he was just like, he was kind of like, sure, bud. Are you here to do it? And I was just like, what's the class schedule? Like, what do I need? And he paid me basically nothing. He's like, yeah, 5:45.
See you in the morning.
And I was like, Okay. So I did that, and I showed up. I think it was like, Monday or something.
Yeah.
5:45 in the AM. And I remember sitting in my truck going, I'm literally, like, it felt like being a kid in like 3:15 in the parking lot. You're going to get your ass kicked.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to walk in here and get my ass kicked. And that's exactly what happened.
I hear that story a lot. I think it was Morris said the same thing. He said he almost left. He pulled up
Really?
and then he said he almost left.
And he's a little murderer.
Dude.
Not a little murderer. He's a big murderer.
Big ass murderer. Yeah.
So,
Fools that shouldn't be scared of anybody.
legal murder, though. Legal
Right.
murder.
Yep. To clarify.
Yeah, because he has a badge.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I show up there, and you know who I thought they maybe knew who I was from social media or something? Stratton and Ben. Dude, those dudes, like, tried to kill me.
Yeah. So that.
Stratton's like, that never happened. I'm like, yeah, bro, you should have been on the receiving end of your heavy ass.
Well, you see Stratton on a daily basis and how he rolls. But at the same time, guys like that, Stratton's the same way. He probably got into some type of groove or lack of one and decided he needed something for himself.
Yeah.
And then he came in and it took him a while to realize, like, oh, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to grow with everybody else and not break their bodies in half.
Dude, Ben, I mean, Stratton and I, obviously, we through 2020 and the vid.
Yeah.
The vid year, or I guess we're still technically in it, whatever. But 2020, we actually got really close and started doing a lot of training outside of the gym and doing stuff. But Ben, like, every time I roll with that dude, I'm like, this guy is trying to kill me.
And he's really just a bowling ball that can wreck people.
Yeah, and you got promoted to purple belt. And you know what I was like? I was like, because I think he got hurt, so he wasn't coming consistently. And I was like, fuck it, I'm coming 6 days a week. I'm leveling up. Then I did the 60-day challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna catch this dude. I'm gonna get so good. And I hope he listens to this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna catch this dude, and I'm gonna tune him up one of these days. But that's not the way jiu-jitsu works.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you're in two boats, and this is something I had to realize. Like, you're not catching up to anyone. They'd have to, I guess, like, quit, like, be done,
basically,
for whatever years you're going to keep going. But really, it's like you put a boat in the river, and then 2 years later you put another boat in the river, and you're going the exact same speed. You're never catching that person.
Exactly, and you don't want to, because as you guys grow together, you're going to continue to make each other better. Because of the fact, that fact, right? So, I tell people all the time, don't compare yourself to anybody in the gym with you, because it just doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't, because it's, and that's what I like about it. That's one of the reasons it's frustrating, but I also like it because your training, your path, and this is something, obviously, like what you always call it, the blind leading the blind when I talk about jiu-jitsu, but it really is, like, it's your journey and no one else's, and you can't compare it to anyone else's.
And just trust in the journey. If you're at a place where it's a positive environment and the technique is sound, then just trust that you're getting better, because you are.
And you just have to keep going.
Yeah. If you want to test that, you go compete.
Yeah.
If not, then just enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Have you ever hit any? I'll talk about mine, because you texted me. It was really nice text messages. But you ever hit any dark spots with that? Like, just feeling like you're not growing?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like making progress.
Yep, I went through the same thing. Or you weren't quite doing the things you were supposed to with nutrition and sleep or whatever the case is. So you come in, and one day a guy that you feel relatively at least on the same plane, can wreck you that day. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, right? Yeah. And, you go home, cry in the shower for a few minutes, and wipe your tears, and you go back at it. But you just got to keep going. That's it.
But for you, did you ever hit like a time frame, or is it just like you had a bad training day, or is there ever like a period in your journey that you were just like, what the fuck is going on?
There were some windows. I think it was mostly because of life, but that I was gone, and I wasn't sure that I was going to go back, but I continued to pay my membership. I didn't cancel it, so.
What level were you at the time?
So I had like that little cord that's still tied in.
What belt were you?
White, blue, and then purple. I was pretty much committed by then.
Okay.
To at least doing it to some degree
for
It makes sense though, because I can see white and blue is difficult.
But I don't know why it took me so long to realize the true benefits. I enjoyed working out.
Yeah.
The challenge there. I wanted to, choke people out, all that fun stuff. But then I didn't see the big picture. Like, this is good for, my life. I'm setting an example for my kids.
Yeah.
Something that they can get involved in. The true meaning of the sport.
Yeah.
And what it can do for me and other people.
Do you think that's not something you really get initially until you're in?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you definitely have to commit for some time, but I think you can get certainly some benefits right out the gate.
I definitely have.
And you can, if you're smart enough, which there's tons of people way more intelligent than me that could probably see like, oh man, this is legit. Just the same reason why people bring their kids, but they haven't done it. Because they know
that bothers me.
Well, a ton of our parents have committed before or after their kids, which I think is relatively impressive.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, as a father, I'm like, I can't see it. Like I got to lead the way.
I have a question for you because I just want to know if it's similar because for guys and girls and stuff like that, do you think for people, or let me ask you this, in your personal life, did you find within the culture like a connection right away? Like, did you feel like these are my people when you kind of like got involved in jiu-jitsu, or was it something that maybe came later?
Yeah. So there was a level of that for me at the beginning, but not to a great extent. A lot of these things came as little pieces and kind of got put together. There were some people that I knew, like, this, like Gareth, Jeff Fritz, Johnny. If I'm missing anybody, sorry, but some people that they didn't even come to Crest with us, and I still keep in touch with them, down in Wilmington, and
Do you think that was because of the place you were training at, or do you think it was just where you were personally at?
I think it was just the people, good people. Yeah, I don't think it had a whole lot to do with the place I was training at the time because that ended up, not working out necessarily, and some of us had to take off. But just the people, just mostly good people on the mats all the time.
It's kind of crazy, man. Like, we've really, because since we've been going for 2 years now, or I have, and then she finally jumps on board now and takes all my time, my training time up.
She's killing it.
I know. But it really is. It's like you make a whole nother community. Like you have a whole other group of people that you literally could call at any time and be like, hey, I need this. And they're like, they're on it.
Yeah.
It's cool. So it's kind of like, without the military, it's kind of like having that military network, of friends and family.
Yeah.
And,
because, those are the only people I have, really. It's Crest people.
that's it.
Yeah. But, it's great. They're all great. If I need something, those are the people I'm calling.
So, to answer your question, I was 240 when we started, and I was so wrecked. I mean, wrecked every single time. And as we went into 2020,
how old were you when you started?
38.
It's 2019.
In that realm, right? 38, 37, something like that.
I was about to turn 38.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did the testosterone therapy help you recover during that time?
Oh no. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's good.
That's a must.
Yeah.
Man, there's no way that I could even when we were doing the IVF process and I came off, I would do a workout and I'd be sore for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. Talk about being frustrated.
Well, it is. It's very serious because that's kind of what I'm dealing with myself.
You're about to start too.
Hopefully, yeah, and hopefully I see a change there because, we train a lot.
Oh, you will.
And it's tough to recover.
I'm actually kind of nervous about what's going to happen.
It's gonna be awesome
for you.
Yeah.
I kind of like you're enough as it is right now.
I'm excited just to get some rest and.
Yeah, you're gonna sleep. Everything's gonna improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be like you're gonna want to do so much with your day. It's crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, we should actually have you back on here after like 3 months of just for that, just to talk about what it's done in jiu-jitsu and what. Yeah, that would be a really cool conversation. So, anyways, 2020 hit and I started to get, like I got the bug early. I don't know if you remember, but I was like, this is.
Yeah.
It sucked, but I still suck. but yeah, I definitely caught the bug, and I was like, this is. In every little day that I got, just if I did anything, like if trained for an hour, and man, if I was able to get out of side control or be able to Z sweep somebody, anything, it was just like that was the coolest thing.
That's a win. That's a win.
That's a win. That's a win for the week for me. And I don't get me wrong, like I was getting huge other wins. Like we got pregnant. There was a million things going on that were wins, but that was for me. That was my personal growth. That was the one thing that was for Nick.
Yeah.
And so I was stacking those. And then when the shutdown, we were doing SpeakEasy Jiu-Jitsu, like wherever we could get it.
Yeah.
And man. And when that happened, I was actually, because we didn't have really a class schedule, it was just like, all, you, Johnny, Stratton, all of us, Braden, all the guys that were linking up to do as much as we could.
Yeah, just shooting out texts.
Yeah. And I actually started training more. And so it was a snowball effect. The more that I trained, the more that I was like, oh man, I'm not moving I'm breathing too heavy. And, I was still before that, I was still in the mindset of just be as big as possible, be as big and strong as possible. And, as you age, it doesn't really suit you. Like strength is one thing, right? But just your body composition, being able to be mobile, having your hips mobile,
being comfortable in an airplane seat.
I'm still not comfortable on an airplane seat. Yeah. So,
but that's a great point because, being able to move your body is just super important.
And just being efficient, right? Like, not having a bunch of body fat that you got to provide oxygen to, right?
Exactly.
So, I got dipped down right below 190. And
got out of skinny jeans, right?
Yeah, I got it.
And then we were like, hey, let's get some meat on that ass.
Let's get some meat back on that ass.
And you're sitting at what right now? Because
220.
Because I've been feeling that lately. I don't know when that
I'm glad you've been feeling it. I'm like, I'm just going to go. I told her, I was like, I'm just going to put all this weight on Tyler and just try to smash the shit out of him.
What's this asshole eating?
Everything.
Extra. He has, can I say?
What?
Your midnight snack.
Oh, yeah. 4 cups of peanut butter. What is it?
Peanut butter Cheerios.
Peanut butter chocolate Cheerios.
Yeah, remember? Because I picked up a box.
After I did? Yeah.
With chocolate milk.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what this is?
Yeah, bro.
Cheerios.
Cheerios. And then protein. BPN. Yeah. BPN vegan protein.
Did you take a calculated addition of calories and protein?
Oh yeah, I'm working. I hired actually a coach. Nice. I was getting, not that obviously we coach people with the Agoge. You're well versed in that. And, but I was tired of doing it for myself. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what and I told her, I said, I want somebody else to handle this. I want a third party to like look at me and say, hey, look, this is my goals. Tell me what to do. Yeah. The same way that I do for other people.
Like any other problem you have to solve or
you get a coach.
You go from you get that outside perspective, right? Yeah.
Which actually is her coach now too. So we're both. And
she's the nutritionist from down in Florida. Is that right? Yeah. I follow her on Instagram. She's cool.
The boner lady.
Yeah.
That's all she talks about is boners and testosterone.
And taints.
I dig it.
And taints. Big taints. Listen, men, we want
the prostate?
We want big taints. No, so xenoestrogens are in everything now. So like plastic bottles, our food, the way we warm up food, it's just everything.
Preservatives, parabens have the same effect.
So these xenoestrogens are, we're digesting them, we're passing them on to our kids. So what they're finding is, actually there's a doctor on Joe Rogan as well that talked about this. What they're finding is that the space between the bottom of the ball sack and the anus is shrinking.
For men.
So the closer that is, if you look at a woman's is very close. For men, it's not.
Not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be.
Right.
and it's getting closer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Younger and
You're
younger
gonna go home.
children.
You're gonna go home and measure your taint.
There's a chance that
I did.
I may take a look in the mirror.
I did. No, I was like, hey,
Honey.
I was like, babe, get the damn measuring tape.
Yeah.
Let's check this thing.
Did you guys like Google like average
Hell yeah,
distance
man.
Yeah,
between
we
anus
did.
and,
Oh, yeah.
and
Hell yeah. Why not?
base of scrotum?
I measured Dimitri's. I'm like, let me see that taint, boy. Let's get on there. Get over here. We're all good. We're
Everything's
good.
good.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I felt actually I was above average. I'm just put that out there.
Big tank.
And that's when I said BFT,
Big fucking
big fucking tank.
Oh, that's good.
So, anyways, yeah. So there you go. Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
You're gonna have to tell me what number I'm supposed to be striving for. So when I get home and
So
check
I
it out.
think what they said for is over 2 inches. Is it for a baby though?
Let me look it up.
What is the?
Should
what
I
is the
Google
taint?
it? Is this a
the
Google
mean
question?
distance between anus and taint.
Yeah, well,
Or,
I think I
excuse me,
actually looked it up on that website with that doctor.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
this length is the top. It's
Healthy taint length.
That's where I was. That's what I was gonna type in. 2
Yeah,
inches.
so-
yeah.
Yep, 2 inches.
2 inches. Maybe I'm like a freak.
Having 7 times a chance of being subfertile as those with a longer one, according
Yeah,
to this.
if it's shorter than that, you have a 7.
I'm
times
over
greater
4
chance.
inches.
So 2 and
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Yeah,
That's interesting.
she's over there dying.
I gotta see it.
I guess show me your taint.
That's it.
you guys didn't see it when you were bleaching your asshole
Oh, yeah,
on the
Oh,
pictures.
the sun hole. What
I
was
found a picture in that Dropbox of him bleaching his asshole.
I had shorts on.
I was like,
I was
what
showing.
are you doing?
I was showing them how that you do it when you're alone. And
That's what I mean. None of them saw it then.
no, we weren't doing it for real. I was just showing them the position that you get into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on a paddle.
There's a science to that.
Yeah. So Tyler and I we were in Montana for PB Abate's fight club, and is that what it's called? Fight camp.
I think it was Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
that's great, by the way.
It was awesome.
Have you seen the growth they've made already?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
Doing good
I'm
stuff.
very, very stoked for them, and we'll support any way I can.
You know they just started the Jacksonville
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah. Emma Thompson.
Yep.
Runs that. I was gonna go up there, but fuck.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to her and just told her that we went. And
Yeah.
that if she needed anything to let us know, be happy to help.
So yeah. So while we were there, we were it was a bunch of Marines. I think we had a couple non-Marines. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Whatever they were.
Right.
Something like Army or something. I don't know.
Females or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They snuck in there.
So as Marines do, we start cutting it up, and I started telling them about how to get the best way to get vitamin D in your body is butthole tanning.
Well, and I mean,
Google it.
that's how you absorb. You can absorb quite a few things.
Yeah.
There. In your case,
Vitamin D
vitamin D.
in the butthole.
Straight up. The purest form. It's genius.
I bet it really does affect, because like they say the alcohol is like
Yeah.
through the roof if you do the tampon in the butt.
But I
with
think
the
you got to get
liquor.
into it. I think you have to get inside for that to happen, though. So what? I mean, are you?
You gotta
do you
spread
have to
'em.
gape to
Oh,
get the vitamin D? You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Maybe
Not that
you
I've
do.
tried it though. I don't know.
Maybe you do. I don't know. Oh man. So, anyways, so I lost a bunch of weight and got in shape, and you promoted me to blue belt. It was that easy.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
so
I mean, you did a great job, man. You went and knocked out a few competitions and finally got that hardware we were looking for, and it's time to move on.
First, give me that drink, and then let's talk about it. Let's talk about how shitty Nick's jiu-jitsu is, because Tyler likes to tell me all the time.
We can definitely do that.
See, we can definitely do that. So I told you in the summer of 2020 that I was going to do the 60-day challenge. I told you about the challenge.
Yep.
And so tell me now. So what did you think? What did you think about that?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was great. It wasn't about anything but the finish, I think. You
Yeah.
know, that the grind and just that next challenge that you set up for yourself.
You
and-
did say you were going to do it with me. What happened there?
Yeah, you know, there are a few things that got in the way. No, I mean, it's difficult for me to be able to do that.
That
something
much,
like
that
with
much,
it.
yeah.
Just because of time, really.
And running several businesses.
Yeah,
Like
so-
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. Time. I get it.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal though. What was your perception as I was going through it?
You know, I knew you could do it, but I knew that it was going to get dark in the, 2 to 3 week mark. And sure enough, you looked like absolute shit at
Bro.
about day 18.
Bro,
And
it was bad. I even have an episode on the. So for those of you listening that don't know, I did 60 jiu-jitsu sessions in 30 days. So it's basically 2 a days for a month.
which is a lot.
I mean, essentially, if you look at somebody, that's like half a year of jiu-jitsu. Now in the trailer, I said, it was like, I'm going to do a year's worth of jiu-jitsu in a month. And everybody's like, that's a year's worth? I'm like, well, I mean, if you go once a week.
Which, plenty of people do, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of jujitsu, just huge tax on the body, and trying to retain what you were doing too was probably non-existent.
10% of what you were teaching.
Yeah, and again, that's why I thought it's just one of those finishes. You're
It's
just
a
trying to make
challenge.
it to the finish. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I mean, from my point of view, it definitely was a huge curve. But I don't know. What do you think? Coming out of that, like I went on vacation and then came back. What do you think?
yeah. I think that was that point where we kind of sat down after that, I think, and said, like, let's start hitting the comp scene and
Yeah.
kind of get some W's under our belt and take it to that next level, because that's kind of like the blue belt mark is really kind of sort of that spot where you can either say, all right, I've done some good things,
Yeah.
blue belt's cool, I'm gonna hang it up, which
Yeah.
is, that's a thing in jiu-jitsu is people dip after they get their blue belt.
Yeah. So many people said that
Jeremy.
after I got promoted, they were like, well, you had a good run.
Yeah, it's good. Nice knowing you, buddy.
Nice knowing you, bud. You had a good run.
Yeah.
See you around town sometime.
Yeah, so that's where the rubber meets the road, because you work so hard, because that first belt's so it's so meaningful, all of it is, but you work really, really hard for all that, and then
But you're your blue belt, at least when you get your blue belt, you really just know the basics.
yeah, I mean, depending on how much time you can really put into it and
Yeah.
and everything, but yeah, that's where the real work begins.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a competitor, if you're going to be good at it.
Or try to like make it a.
But you don't realize that at the time. You're year and a half, 2 years, and you're working your ass off. You probably look retarded out there just doing stupid technique that isn't gonna work. But you're trying your ass off.
So you're saying I'm doing stupid? I was doing stupid technique.
No, I'm just saying. White belts. Ask Johnny. What are white belts?
They're not
Not
that
that
smart.
smart.
Yeah.
Not that smart. Yeah.
So-
According to him.
Yeah. Anyway, you think you're doing everything right, but it doesn't matter, because you're putting a lot of work in.
Yeah.
And your heart and mind know that, and it's getting poured into that. And then you get there and you sort of, it's like, okay, now I got more work to do. Shit. But it just keeps continuing. Some people don't want to keep down the journey, since it's not like
So
they think there's a finish line, but that's not it.
There's never a finish line, is there?
None.
Like because of media and because of what I've done on the professional level outside of jiu-jitsu, I've become friends with a lot of senior level black belts in the community and stuff like that. And it's funny to hear them talk about their own experiences. Like I got promoted to black belt, and that's when I realized I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
Like that's still years down the road for me. And to think like it's a sport, or it's something that you can do to where you never peak.
Yeah.
You really just never peak. I mean, I guess if you're Gordon Ryan, I don't know. Maybe he's peaked. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I was just going to mention him because, that's the sport's always evolving and changing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about it so much. It's so impressive. And then there's guys like that can go out there and they've trained a quarter of what some black belts have trained, and can go out there and make them look foolish.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's because he's on the spectrum. He's a savant.
He's got to be on something, but
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the needle. But No, I mean he's an amazing jiu-jitsu tactician, but yeah, it's crazy. There's guys that have been doing it for. I've seen him just wreck dudes that have been doing it for 20 years.
How did you feel getting with linking back up? Because it's been a while since you trained outside the gym, right?
Yeah, just I'm always trying to get people to come to us, but,
right?
But with the workload, I typically stay there.
Yeah. So when we went to Montana, you were able to roll with Gareth and Sim, and Sim's has been a black belt for almost 20 years, right? 16 years or something like that.
I can't remember what he said.
He's
been in the game for a minute.
Yeah. So from your point of view, where you're at professionally, which I'm speaking from experience, it's a pain in the ass.
Nick Sim, he's a talented dude, but he had that what I strive to have. He had that sort of calmness that's always over him.
Yeah.
And that level-headedness, like nothing was gonna, good or bad, nothing was gonna bother him. He was gonna find the solution.
Yeah.
And execute.
Yeah. His demeanor didn't change. Whether he was, it was funny. I watched him roll with Gareth. I watched him roll with you.
Yep.
I watched the video of me. That's whatever.
Yeah.
But and then I watched him do Muay Thai with Gareth. And remember, I even said something. I'm like, this dude is a surgical tactician.
Yeah.
The way he moves and the way he fights.
Yeah.
Completely surgical.
The only thing you can do is get that through years of experience.
So when you rolled with him, what did you feel like? Did you feel like a white belt again, or did you feel like?
See, now with him, it wasn't even about. I don't remember if anybody got necessarily an advantage over the other. We just sort of enjoyed each other's technique and skill level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then someone like Gareth, who is still a cage fighter, just got his black belt the last couple of years.
He wants to murder you.
I mean, you saw it. I had to try to put an omoplata on me, pick me up and threw me off the mountain.
It's like, what is this, MMA?
Yeah. What are you doing?
But I mean, like, when's the last time that you've actually had the pressure put on you?
Oh.
Other than this morning when I was coming after you like a honey badger.
Yeah, I had an ice bath after that. No, yeah, I hadn't felt that in a long time. Gareth is a different breed, though, as you well know. That guy's a monster. And
yeah, when I roll with him, I'm like, what is the fucking point of this right now?
What am I doing here?
What am I doing here?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't break me, please. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that 100%. He just, I don't know how you justify that.
Did it feel good to feel pushed like that again, though?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he got a bow and arrow or an armbar on me, and I was like, damn, that hurt.
That was a lot. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since somebody ever pulled that off.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's good. Humble pie. It's delicious.
So this is from my point of view. After Montana, when you got to roll with those guys, I saw you turn the volume back up on your training. Did that kind of re-motivate you, or?
Yeah, I think so. We went to Charlotte a little bit and trained up there with Lucas and the guys.
Yeah.
And that was a good time. And it, just let me know that, I needed to get back outside my comfort zone a little bit and see some other some other competitors and other athletes, and push myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're executing relatively well, just in your head a little bit, I think.
Yeah, move that mouse down for me. There you go. So that was the plan, pull guard, but then his right knee went down, so it completely shut down my De La Riva down. And I was like, and that's where I was fucked.
Yeah. But this is this is good. This is where you want to end up. If you can pull them into close guard, that's a great guard. You're trying this choke that you didn't set up perfectly, but he's giving you some arms there. And
so that's what I realized, that, and I didn't know this. Like he had that arm, and I think he gets it.
And you need to be sweeping him to his left side right now.
Which now I would have.
Right.
Yeah. And this is what I just look at this now and I'm like, God.
Right. Which is good. It's what it's for.
But that's what as the biggest thing is, like, it really showed, competition showed the holes that I had. And
Well, that and you have to be prepared.
I had no sweeps from closed guard. Not really. Like I could do a Z sweep, and I think I tried that, but he was like,
yeah.
he shut.
I think you open up right to attempt. We'll see, but then that's when he gets up and kind of goes over your leg.
Yeah.
But there it is. Yep. And then setups.
See, and I tried it right, and I'm still trying. And
you almost get the sweep here, which was nice.
Yep.
But
it's funny. So he talked to me afterwards, and he's like, man, it's funny. He goes, when you did that to me, he's like, literally, it was like yesterday. Our coach just taught how to recover if somebody does that.
Well, he actually did the wrong thing. If you had driven your hips in, you could have kept him down.
So I did the wrong thing.
Yeah, and he actually, you had it great, and then kind of slipped up. And he pushed on your chest, and you could have also armbarred him, but it's all right.
Yeah, so that was the biggest thing that when I got in closed guard and I was trying to do a cross collar choke, he really had deep in my collar, and I mean, his arm was completely straight, locked out, pushing down in the collar.
Yep.
And I was
just saying, please break me.
Yeah. And now I was like that arm would have been on my mantle. I'd have been like, that's my arm now. Right. I'm taking that with me.
It looks to me like you were dead set on win or lose, I'm getting this daily heave sweep, whether you like it or not. Yeah. And you lost.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, my thought process, I don't know what my thought process was. I was probably overthinking everything. If you look at me, you can tell that I'm not real panicked, but I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And that's really where I just kept going back to my game plan, which is not a horrible plan, but you have to have other tools to be able to recover, I guess.
Yeah. He just didn't give you the opportunity to do what you wanted to do, and then I think that tripped you up. I like how that elbow's flying around out there.
Yes, I know. My elbows. This is Tyler talking to me all the time. Like why don't I? Oh man, it's painful to watch.
Yeah, you can make grips in gi jiu-jitsu.
You should show me that.
Yeah,
maybe next Monday, Sunday night.
I like that hug you're giving him too. That's sweet of you. Don't you love it when you see yourself just you just got pissed and you're just grabbing on for something? You're like, get the fuck off me, and then you bring him into something even worse.
Yeah. I mean,
you just needed a little more technique right here. That's all.
Yeah. But like I said, it identified where I was getting stuck. You know what I mean? And the dude's a tough dude. He's a tough dude, and he had just a little bit more tools than I had, or just at least took the advantage.
Yep. He's doing a couple decent things right there, getting the hips up in half guard and sliding that knee through for a little bit of a modified knee cut pass. That's not bad for a white belt.
He's probably a blue belt now.
Do you know how old that guy was?
38.
38. Yeah.
He's active duty as well.
You're like kicking at the air over there and making zero space with your hips and expecting your legs to fit inside a very small area there, Nick.
Yeah, thanks. This is embarrassing. I can't believe this is on YouTube.
I can't believe you asked them to pull this up and haze you with it.
How many views we get? Oh, Lord.
51,000. Great, cool.
Can we pull this down yet?
Yeah, I'm going to delete this video.
Now check this out. I don't know how much time's left, but you've now recovered your guard. And we're in closed guard again, and his arms are extended again.
Yeah. So and he did it again, and I was like, hey, I'm going right back for the mic. See, you see, and that was it. That was it. That was 5 minutes.
Yep.
And what's funny is I saw his eyes right when I had him back in closed guard, and I grapevined him.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I'm about to, like, I physically felt an advantage.
Yep.
And I could see it in his eyes, oh shit.
You see him slip there.
Yeah.
He went down.
You see it and go,
He lost control.
It's like, oh shit. And I was like, I have control now, and I'm going to take the advantage. And it was over. Game over.
Yep. Well, that's life, and that's jiu-jitsu, right?
That 5 minutes felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I stuck with my game plan that you gave me.
Yeah.
And you're like, just do this. Why is my white belt so long?
That's an excellent question. I'm so glad that your blue belt does not look like that.
That's because you bought it.
God, Lord, what is that?
So that's the
it's
one
thing. It's kind of like white belts are like recruits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
That's what they put me in the mind of.
And this was over. I did exactly what you did,
Yep.
and he was going to sleep, man.
Yep. Night, buddy. He's sitting there right now going, damn it.
Look at his side of his head.
He's like, did coach tell me something about this?
So what I don't understand is I don't know how his left finger got caught up in my gi. Anyways, that's it, babe.
Ooh, I saw that.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He just said, I broke my finger.
Yeah. Anyways, you can quit it. But nobody, I don't want to watch.
You didn't have any idea that it broke?
No, man. I choked him out, and but he had something. I'm not really sure what happened. He needs to come down. He needs to come down to Crest so we can go around too.
What is that, cutie? Is that where it starts right there? Just jumped right into the shot? Okay.
I think
that was
so.
Maybe.
a terrible shot.
So
Pretty good sprawl, and you get to the side there, and you got
pause it for a second.
Opportunity to take the back. You brought your leg inside of his, which was a no, and he was able to roll you over.
So I purposely didn't pull guard because I knew without a shadow of a doubt that they would look up on Smooth Comp and find my videos, and they watched a bunch of videos, and I was like, I'm not pulling guard because I know they found it.
Didn't a few seconds go by? Like there's a little bit of time you guys were playing some top game, right?
Because
Some
he
feet
thought
on your feet,
I was going to pull guard.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing it, man, because he's expecting it.
That was a good job being patient with that because you can start to panic.
And
a little
he's
bit.
a monster, dude.
Yeah.
He's so strong. And so I did that, and afterwards he goes, yeah, I totally looked you up, and I totally expect you to pull guard.
Yeah.
So I had to switch it up.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So yeah, now you're in not a good spot.
No,
Obviously, we've been there many times.
I was there this morning.
Yeah. We've all been there. That's
Yeah.
that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. Nobody's done anything special that you haven't done, even if it's something bad. Got back up. Great job.
There was some serious strength and grip fighting on this thing, man.
Still not pulling guard.
Nope. I ain't doing it. I did not want to be under this dude. I just did not. You know what I mean? I wanted to be on a dominant position.
Right.
I was going into this thing. I was like, I'm winning this match. This is mine.
Yeah.
I'm taking this one home. Just wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling and geese. And he really wanted me to, man.
Yeah. You're being patient, which is great.
Yeah.
Definitely probably could, push some pressure a little bit more, but, not making
My
same
right
mistakes.
my right arm, should I have broken that grip, or like, is that?
Yeah, he's got an interesting grip, but you can get to inside control there with your left arm, and then there you go. So you actually did break it off, and now you front headlock, great job. And now we're on the side, and I can't remember, but I hope you don't get rolled over again.
I think I did. I was trying to get my.
You're doing a better job right there, getting.
Yeah,
getting
I'm
low.
trying to get my hooks
Hips
in.
down. Yeah, there we go. And then we're good.
He did a really good like. I don't know how he gets me off of this, but he rolls me. But he was a monster, man.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
You just it's tough when you don't know how to defend that.
This is it. It's game over.
Yeah.
He
Cross collar?
All these guys over here on the right, all of them. See all these people on the right?
Yep, those are his
Those
boys.
are all his people.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, man.
Who's this guy again? Didn't we say he was not necessarily somebody, but like where was he from? What was the significance of his gym?
No, I don't exactly remember, but they were all great people, man. He's a great guy.
He seemed like a really nice guy. And again, that's just
Same
just
as us,
jiu-jitsu.
man. He's
Yeah.
He's a father. He's a older guy, and
Yeah.
raising his kids and doing his stuff, and
Setting the example, being a leader.
that's it. He's just like, hey, man, I'm gonna be the best version of myself all the way to the end. And
Yep. He lost that day, but he still leveled up.
I thought it was over. I guess not. Oh, he took my back.
Damn, dude. You didn't tell me about this.
I thought you watched it.
You gave him your back? What the hell's wrong with you?
I was like, not today. This is where it's
Not
over.
today,
Yeah.
see. So yeah,
Yeah, man, that was fast.
yeah.
And he told me afterwards. He goes, "Man, I was seeing stars. I was about to. If I didn't tap, I was going out."
I think
no.
they reset you guys.
me.
You're
Okay.
you're about to get it right here though, I think. But yeah, when he almost took your back right there, we should talk a little bit about that at some point. Give me lots of good talking points for
for training.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, whatever he's doing right there is it's just probably not going to work.
Not helping him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things in jiu-jitsu that really surprised me is how many times I knew what to do, but my body wanted me to do something totally fucked up, and it would get me.
That was by far the best. Like, just a freaking awesome experience. Like, what a great roll. Like, it was like literally roll, like right into pizza.
It was a war, right?
Yeah, it was like it was literally like rolling with a bear.
It's awesome. You smile, shake hands.
Yeah.
Go to battle, and then smile,
And then
and shake hands.
We hung out afterwards, and we still talk now.
Awesome.
Yeah, solid. So that was that, man. And
Yeah, there's I'm all about the heckling and stuff, but there's I think that there needs to be a level of a professionalism and respect that goes along with the sport.
Unless you're Gordon Ryan.
Yeah. Which, by the way, best IG page on.
Oh
on
man,
the
I love it. I love it.
I bring my popcorn every time.
Yeah. So,
Did you see the Dylan Dennis thing?
I don't know who that dude is,
He's a turd.
but is he like legit? Like he's a good practice? I mean, I don't know if he's. I guess but was he?
Is he a shiny turd? What's the?
Was he a good practitioner before? He's a black belt or world competitor?
Yeah, I think he was a training partner with. Was it McGregor? Maybe for a minute.
Oh, really? For his ground game?
Maybe.
Well,
But I mean, he hasn't. I don't think
that explains a lot.
Yeah, I don't think he's beat anybody noteworthy, but he always calls people out. Because, I mean, obviously, most people do that so they can try to get a fight and get money, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I guess this, he went out the other night and this bouncer, like, hemmed him up, took his back, choked him out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So, did you see that Tom DeBlas is training the cop now?
Yeah.
How freaking
It's
awesome is that?
I love it.
Yeah.
What a slap in the face.
Well, whatever.
good.
So, I do my competition. Okay, I come back. Where do you think I'm at after that win?
That's where, where I wanted you to be.
Yeah.
You get that W, we get some momentum, and now you can kind of coast and we were ready to give you your blue belt. And
So it was really right around that, right after that time that you were like, yeah, he's
you were
ready.
already pretty much there.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, but I wanted to make sure you got.
So what if I would have lost?
I probably would have waited still.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't fucking lose.
Yeah.
Pays to be a winner.
I just think
Hey, that's right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it pays to be a winner. It still does. I don't care what your high school teacher says, your teacher says. It pays to be a winner.
they're just losers.
Yeah, there's no participation trophies in life.
You ain't
100%.
first, you're last.
That's not true. You can be second or
Be
third.
second or third.
Yeah. So, you told me you wanted to compete. So,
Now
I thought you should get, if you can, get to where you want to be before you move on.
Now I got to strap that first blue belt competition in.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
That's gonna be an interesting one.
Have you eyeballed any dates?
Well, there's this one October 2nd. I don't know what. I have nothing else going on, so it's not a really important date. So
Is that true, Allie?
No, but the truth is I did tell him October 2nd is our anniversary. He totally should do it, and I was down to go up there, and I thought it'd be great. But I guess IBJJF is like a very
What could be more romantic than watching Nick roll with a bunch of sweaty dudes all day?
smash assholes.
Right.
and then probably lose because this is my first one. Who knows? Her brother was like, man, honestly, you don't know. Like you go in there and it's like you'd be surprised.
IBJJF is a different animal, and Masters is a little bit of a different beast because those are the guys that have, done it for a while, especially Masters black belt division. But
I mean, Masters blue belt though, I mean, they can't be too head.
you probably do very well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is a different animal. So
Yeah.
you're gonna notice that you're gonna get grabbed a little different. And
The volume's gonna be turned up a little
Well,
bit
like
more.
Neil,
Big stage,
how
dude.
long has he been doing it?
Longer than me. I mean, if he wasn't at that gym, he'd probably be a purple belt.
Well, like my brother, literally, I think he's been doing jiu-jitsu for 6 years and he's a blue belt. His coach is like adamant. My brother's been wrestling since he was 3 years old, adamant, like, you are not getting your blue belt until you stop wrestling. And he made
It took him 3 years.
Yeah, it took him 3 years to get his blue belt, and now he's had it for a long, long time.
You know, it's funny because wrestling, like, is making a comeback in gi jiu-jitsu. Like, wrestling up is kind of like this thing.
That's actually something I mean, when Pete and Tommy get back, that's something I really want to get into because I mean it's the start process.
Yeah.
And if you got a good wrestling game up top, then you're gonna
very
dominate
beneficial.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long for you to realize you can sort of delineate separately the two and use them together.
Yeah.
To be a force to be
It's all
reckoned with.
tools.
Sure.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So, you know, I don't have any problem with that. You know, you should technically wait until the person's completely ready. But at the same time, there's a level of responsibility you have to make sure that they get where they're supposed to be as well.
Yeah.
You know, they are paying you.
So I really wanted. What was that? What did I say? Because of her brother, I was like, I want 3 years, and I kept telling you and Johnny, I'm like, yeah, November 2022, blue belt. You're like, Johnny was like, keep talking shit. I'm gonna strap that on you right now and make you grow into it.
Right? Go suffer.
Make you go suffer because everybody's gonna come after you, and they do.
Yeah.
You get promoted, man. You're a target. All the white belts are like, you know,
Fresh meat.
fresh. I'm gonna tap this blue belt. Watch this.
Yep.
You know, and they
It
do. They come
becomes,
at
you know, no matter what anybody says, it becomes like a little bit of a
Yeah.
little trophy. Everybody, you know,
Yeah.
I got a purple belt today, or whatever the case is. You know,
That's right. I did it.
Yeah.
I got Dan.
just keep that shit to yourself. Is the
Yeah.
only
No,
thing.
I got Dan. I got him. He knows.
Dan, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't seen him back at the gym.
This is
He
This
funny.
is bad form.
I thought he was gonna be pissed because you know you get somebody that's way senior to you and you're like
He was 100% pissed. I can promise you that. Oh, absolutely.
but he didn't act pissed
Well, that's because he's a brown belt.
and I'm like, and you know, you're the first time I actually got Stratton, I was a little nervous. I got Stratton in a bow and arrow, and I was like, as a white belt, and he was pissed. And it's kind of like, you know, you get done, you like slap him up, or you like, you know, give a high five or say thanks.
You have to handle it with a little bit of grace, right?
Yeah.
And allow them to have that look of being pissed,
Yeah.
and then let them process it. And you know, of course you're gonna be pissed, right? It
It
sucks.
happens.
You fucked up, right?
Yeah.
You made a mistake, and you're like, "Fuck, how did I get here? Damn it,
Yeah.
that's stupid," right? But you know, it is what it is. And then if you listen to a guy like Gary Tonin, who's gonna say, put yourself in positions like that as often as possible, and get tapped 25 times a class, and that's how you become the level that he's at.
Yeah.
So,
But I was like, because you know, you don't want to embarrass somebody or
Sure.
anything like that. But you know, at the same time, you're like, you're going to do murder.
Yeah.
You know,
And you try to slap them, shake their hand, and they're like, "Get the fuck away."
Get the fuck away, you fucking boot.
So,
So, but it was funny. Dan was like, I got him on a clock choke, and from something I learned from Mike Arrow, actually from
Yeah.
Core. You're your new patient coordinator,
Yep.
and I brought it into it, and I said, I didn't know even what I said. So you good? He goes, oh yeah, I'm fine, but you'll never do that shit again.
that's what Dan said.
That's what he said.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you, Dan. I mean, see, now that's that's an appropriate response.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I didn't know you knew that, you know. So
Yep.
now that I do, you are never getting that grip again.
That's hilarious. Yeah, and you know, because Dan, as much as he's a very, laid back sort of guy in the
Yeah.
gym, you know, he does care about his jiu-jitsu very much, and he's good. He's very good. He just
That's another thing, because speaking of Dan, and we have a bunch of these little murderers down there, but it's always not that there's nothing wrong with their jobs, but it's always the geeky tech support accountants,
right.
and it's like they come in there and they straight will murder your ass,
Right.
And you're like, what do you do for a living? They're like, oh, I'm online tech support for something,
Right.
like Vaughn.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry.
Like you weren't in the military, you're not a cop, you're
Right.
not some this life badass. No, man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna count it.
IT.
Yeah. He's like, so that's why I come here. I gotta get it all out.
To get the murder out.
Gotta get the murder out. Anyways,
So let me ask you a question, Coach, for everyone out there listening and considering it.
Was that a
She wants to know
was
where-
that a condescending way?
yeah, she wants to know where her stripe is. That's what
Coach,
she's trying
no.
to say.
Shut up. No, I want to know, like, from your perspective, why is it important for women and children to do and learn jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I mean, they got to be the most important, I think. You know, children, it's, you know, discipline, it's a life skill. It's just, I just can't put enough value in the sport and what you learn. Just being able to,
we'll put that, even especially with teenagers, that put that energy in a positive direction.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the thing I always kind of allude to is for these kids, especially, and particularly the females, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. You know, what is it, like 1 out of 3 ladies is going to be like assaulted in college or something like that. It's
Seriously?
It's a ridiculous statistic. And
Do you know what that is?
I can look it up.
Yeah.
but you know, if a kid puts their hand on Jeff Fritz's daughter, they're gonna regret that very quickly.
She's what, 15, 16?
I believe she's 16 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least
Any random grown man that does that is, even if they try to hit her, she's so fast and so good. That dude's getting choked out.
she'll do fine. But just the fact that if somebody puts their hands on her, she's gonna be able to have a level head to react,
because she's
accordingly.
done that. She's been in that
1 in
experience.
5.
1 in 5, yeah.
1 in 5 women.
Yeah, 1 in 8 before age 10. Is that just absolutely disgusting? Wow.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I think that
That's on you, men. Right? We
Yeah.
gotta do better.
Yeah.
I think
Fucking
too the
sickos.
thing that is so freaking crazy, and maybe you can elaborate because I don't totally understand it just yet, but like just what I'm picking up and everything is like how much jiu-jitsu is not a size game but a leverage game. And so for someone smaller, like a female, there's stuff you can do. Can you share?
Certainly. Yeah.
I'm
so
gonna pee. You guys keep talking.
yeah, technique is what it's all about, right? You know, you can have the biggest, strongest guys in there, and you can manipulate them if you do it properly. And then being able to use leverage, it just takes time and experience, just over and over and over, just to feel it differently from different people, different weights, different angles. But if you have the patience to sort of just sit back and try to let your mind sort of wrap around that, it'll be invaluable, right? It'll be, your game will change, right? If you could just have people come in and drill properly for hours each day, you'd make some killers.
Yeah. It's kind of like what you said even just before about putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Because when I was first coming, I was 6 months postpartum. So I just had a baby, right? I was a lot heavier than I've ever been, you know, still trying to come down in size, completely out of shape. And so getting in there and starting was a lot. Loved it. From day one, and I got my ass kicked, but loved it.
You get the good hormone dump, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're feeling great. The cardio starts pumping. You feel a little bit better with your lungs.
Yeah.
It takes a while, right? Your grips suck, but they come along, you know, after time. And then some of these pieces start coming together, and you're like, okay, I start to feel pretty good about some of the stuff I'm doing. You know?
Exactly. But
and then you want more.
But I was still on the fence and uncomfortable about rolling with dudes, particularly because I'd been in an abusive relationship and done all that shit before. And so it was I just didn't want to feel that way and be under a dude and have panic, right? But it's like you said, until you can be uncomfortable in the uncomfortable situations, you know, so when you do get attacked, what the fuck are you going to do then?
Right.
It's not going to be a woman your size, age, height, and weight.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was pushing me to do it as well. No, you need to get the experience of being able to fight at least and get out from under somebody, right?
Yeah. 100%. You know, and
What level do you think a woman should it's hard to say, but I guess you have to put it in a belt level. What belt level do you think that a woman's at that when shit does go sideways, they can respond? With a grown man.
that's a good question. I mean, I think you're going to have a solid chance if you're a really good blue belt. I think Abigail's going to be able to her own.
I agree with that. But I mean, she's been training
a long time.
since
Yeah.
like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Or if not more.
Right at it. Yeah. Somewhere around there, 8-10 years.
Didn't she win worlds at like 6 years old or something like that?
I can't remember what the age was. I'd have to check. But yeah, she and her brother were killers. And her specifically, that's just, really impressive for a little girl to do something like that. Because I don't know. I don't know the mindset of the psychology of females, but you guys seem to put a lot of pressure on yourselves. So to be able to go out there and do that at her age was really, really impressive. But yeah, I'd say blue belt like her, but she's been training a long time, so that's kind of like a different story. But I really recommend.
How long's Pal
Purple
been
belt,
training?
So Pow's interesting because she has only, I think it's just over 2 years, but she started out at a gym that was pretty much only no gi.
Yeah, the gym in Raleigh, Elevate.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Maltes, great guy. He came down and did a guillotine seminar at Crest, and Pow was his. She helped him demonstrate, but yeah, they're mainly. I mean, they do a lot of jiu-jitsu, but it's mainly no gi and based on the cage.
So it takes a little bit.
So yeah,
Progression's
she's
a little bit different.
Yeah, and she's basically learning gi jiu-jitsu here
For the
with
first
us.
time. That's
Yeah.
what she said
Right.
to us. Like, never learned how to pull guard, none
Yeah.
of that. It was like wrestling,
doing pretty good.
grappling.
Yeah, she's doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's definitely
She's a fighter.
Yeah. Definitely somebody that's got already like the whole like mindset and nobody's gonna fuck with me. That's
Well,
how that's
there
gonna
you go,
work.
ladies. Get in there, find yourself a gym.
Well,
Give yourself 2 years.
She's a spicy Cuban.
Right. She's pissed off anyway. Right. She's born pissed off.
Yeah.
Colombian.
Every time I walk, Colombian. I'm sorry. Yeah, every time I walk
Still
by,
pissed off.
Even more dangerous.
every time I walk by her, I'm afraid I'm gonna get like punched in the mouth or something.
I mean, the Colombians, they'll kill people.
Yeah.
They don't care.
The cartel be waiting for me outside. But yeah,
So
it is a mindset. You can jiu-jitsu is going to train you for and build your confidence, and that's going to change the way you approach things.
Yeah.
And you're going to be more open, receptive to what you're learning, and everything's going to grow. And then it's all going to work together in this synergy, which is what life does.
So I have a goal, and I don't even know if it's like healthy to say, but it's a goal because, well, one, I like goals, and two, because of my son. So I think I told you this. My goal is to have a black belt by the time he's 10.
Is he like -2 or something?
Yeah. See, that's what I have to deal with on a constant basis. But so
You mean your next kid? Anyway, yeah, no. Yeah,
thanks
what
for
do we
that.
got? Like, we got 9 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where we're at.
So in a couple different reasons, right? One, the kid is already super interested. He's just over a year old, and you see him when he's in there. Like, he watches people like roll.
It lights up.
He lights up, man, and he gets super intense, and he'll grab Allie's face and be like,
Especially when you two are like
yeah,
doing stuff. It's funny. Yeah.
Did you see the one of us in the gym?
Yeah, and he
Right
crawling over there?
and he's
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Right?
Anyways, so
Probably like, get the hell off my mom.
So I guarantee, being that his personality is already kind of coming out, he's definitely going to be interested.
Yeah.
There's a, just to touch on this a little bit, but when I first started my oldest, Jackson,
Yeah.
I went down the same path with my youngest. There's different modes of thought here, but they kicked and screamed every class,
Really?
cried, and I made them go, and they didn't have a choice. We decided early on as a family that they were going to do jiu-jitsu, church, and school, and those are going to be kind of their 3 non-negotiables in life until they're 18 and leave the house, right? So
Then you can do whatever you want to do.
that's right. Yeah. But until then,
But then you're going to know. You're going to be prepared.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Jackson and I have almost 15 years of jiu-jitsu under his belt when he leaves the house. Dude's gonna be breaking me off.
So what age were they when you started them?
They were. I think they both started at. Actually, I think Jackson started at 6, and I think Grayson actually started at 5.
Okay. So and we start our guys at 5.
Yep. That's
4
the recommended time.
4 if they come from a jiu-jitsu family.
Well, the way it works is like we'll
we'll take them, but we can't guarantee, under 5 that they're going to retain much or do a whole lot. But so that's why we want to make it clear that if we take your money, you have to have reasonable expectations.
Yeah.
But, 5 is great for boys, and then you might get away with a little earlier for girls because they're a little less crazy and they're smarter than we are.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
So with him, I'm hoping to start him at 4, but I'm also hoping that he's been
you and I
wrestling.
You and I have him in there way before that.
You know what I'm saying? Like we'll be wrestling and playing around,
and you'll be purple or brown belt, and
you'll
be, we'll be in there, having our kids do crazy.
So, but that's really the goal, is because like as I age, I mean, I'll be 50 when he's 10. When he hits 15, 16, I'll be 55, 56.
He's gonna kick your ass.
That's why but he's not.
Yeah. Well,
you know
he may, but you're at least gonna set yourself up for success.
Right. I'm gonna do everything I can.
Yeah.
Right. I guess I look at John Mark and Braden. Right. I mean, geez.
Well, that's it's funny because the Fritz's, Abigail's dad, and the son Ian. Ian, I think is 13. I want to say.
Yeah.
And he's done jiu-jitsu for years and years, and he's also an avid wrestler. I mean, he's a stone cold killer in the wrestling
on the
scene.
mats. Yeah.
And he and his dad will go, and they're both very competitive people. So I've seen like heated, like legitimately
heated rolls between the two of them.
Heated like throwdown matches with them. And maybe I don't want to spill too much there, Jeff. Sorry, but Jeff will maybe get the best of him on one or something, and then he'll say, "That's it." And Ian's like, "No, man, bullshit. Let's go, old man." And Jeff will have to say, like, "You need to walk away." And it's funny, and I can't wait to do that with my kid.
Absolutely,
it's gonna be amazing.
Absolutely. I mean,
healthy,
man. So those who listen, Jeff is our instructor for our coach for our women's.
That's right. Yeah, but he also pioneered our youth program.
Did he really?
Originally, yeah. He was the youth instructor originally. And that's where I learned everything as far as being able to be a coach.
Was through that?
Yeah. Jeff's been basically a mentor from day one.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Takes a village for all of us, right?
That's right.
Men holding other men accountable, making each other better.
Yep.
Speaking of.
I guess so I actually, those of you that don't know, our company, the Agoge, our coaching company, I kind of, as we kind of, our relationship grew in the gym, Tyler just had the same kind of, you had the same kind of thoughts and morals of what, on that, that vein. And you actually got brought into the fold, man.
Yeah. So,
he's an onboarding specialist with the Agoge. He brings people on board, the ones that basically have an interest into our, our 4 pillars and what we do and what we offer. And, you kind of get them into the fold.
Yeah, it's an amazing program that you developed, and I got in. Well, I opened Crest to reach as many people of all ages, obviously, since you can with jiu-jitsu.
For the same reason.
Same reason. I wanted to make people as good as I possibly could. Whatever positive impact I can have on somebody, that's just what I want to do. Each person that comes into that gym, I try to hopefully, do something
relay
where they leave in a better mind space, or they've learned something other than just a technique that they can take into life or whatever the case is. And that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
That's what you guys do. And I love talking to people about it because I can hear these guys when they get on the phone, that desperation in their voice, and then when you get done telling them about it and they're excited,
it's awesome,
they're ready,
right?
They're ready to change their life,
Yeah.
They put on, 100 pounds maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
I've had guys break down crying, telling me that they were going to put a gun in their mouth. And I've been doing this for like a month, some heavy stuff. And I'm like, man, it's time. You know, I just take them by the hand.
For you, for your kids, for your wife. And that's what's crazy, man. Is like, and that's just the big, like when they make that decision, that's the beginning of the journey. So it's kind of special because they might not know it, but like that is the beginning of something that is a life-changing event.
Yeah. They'll look back at that
moment.
Yeah.
And go, damn, that phone call.
That
was a what's the word? A moment in their life that was a fork in the road.
Yep. And it'll resonate for a very long time.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can hold on to that and, use that to teach, kids or whatever the case is. But, they, it's great. It's great stuff.
I mean, it's awesome. And you so Tyler's, I don't know if you knew this, Tyler's doing the challenge in October.
You're damn right I am.
Are you supposed to tell people that out loud? Does he want everybody to know?
I don't give a shit. He's doing it.
Can like people like get on and talk shit to me and stuff? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're going to be in the group too. You'll be in the challenge group.
So we'll be able to like talk
You
to
got to
each other
post
and
gym
like say,
selfies.
Oh, shit. Wait a minute. You don't have book face.
I can use Cody's. Right? Why not?
Yeah, you can use
I'm
Cody's.
not signing up for Facebook. Sorry. I'll use hers.
I don't blame you.
I'd refuse. Even though I have Instagram, it doesn't make much sense. But
That shit is horrible.
yeah,
Instagram is different.
it is. It's
It's a different thing.
Still toxic, but
It is, but it's a different thing. But yeah, we got to get you in the group. But yeah, you'll be in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel free to talk shit and
It is a kick in the nuts, man. I'm interested to see how you balance the gym, running crest in classes and training. I bet you this is what I'm betting. Within a week, once you do a full week of the challenge, the next week you're gonna be
something slipping.
you're gonna be an instructor. You're gonna be a coach. You're not gonna roll with everybody. So for those that don't know, our coaches at our gym, they don't just instruct and then stand around and go walk around and talk to people. They're like, nah, motherfucker, we're here to train.
Yeah.
And
I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that.
I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. There might be a couple days that you're just like, I'm just going to. You're definitely not rolling on Sunday.
I like to suffer. So
You're going to need to eat more calories, though.
You're definitely. Well, I mean, that's a good point. So tell Jerry that that you're also going to keep training because your diet plan will be way different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very important. Thanks, babe.
Thank you.
That was a very.
We day 7, I'm like in the hospital getting.
Yeah, he's like,
freaking
sweet.
hungry.
You're getting only 1950 calories a day.
It seems a little low, man.
You're right.
Can I get a sandwich?
We're gonna shred you up there, Tyler. But you probably will get a little shredded up there. But yeah, you're gonna feel some of those workouts are.
I'm
rough,
pumped.
man.
I need to. This is going to be kind of my kickstart to a strength program that I've needed to implement for a while. So
after this, we're putting you on hypertrophy. 3 times a week plus jiu-jitsu.
and I'll be on my my therapy. So it's going to be.
Oh my God.
It's going to be amazing.
You're going to feel amazing through the holidays. You're going to be like, whoa.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got fixed, right?
And I'm gonna. Oh yeah.
Yeah, good.
And I'm gonna rip your head off.
I'm gonna start sprinkling in some Tren. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do any of that. But anyways, yeah, man, it's good. The Agoge is so we have, for those of you who don't know, the Agoge is the company. We do one-on-one coaching. We sell training, like standalone training packages on the website, but then we also once a quarter we do this thing called the 30-day Agoge challenge, and it really is just you get a training plan, you get a coach, you get a meal plan for 30 days. You get access to everything. Well, not everything. You get access to the same software that our one-on-one coaches get, but it's very much more blanketed, and you're more in a group atmosphere, and that's what Tyler's going to do. We do those once a quarter.
Yeah. And the challenge is kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, geared to just kind of like that jump start.
Yes.
Get you a little taste of what you need to be doing. And it's more for the people that just need the exercise and nutrition portion, because the coaching, that's when those guys are missing something else.
The
they've
coaching,
lost their direction.
Yeah, coaching we're getting into. I mean, it is fitting. You do get a training plan. You do get all of your diet plan. You get a meal plan, all that kind of stuff. But man, we go into so much more. We're talking about your sleep. We're talking about your relationship with your significant other, how if you're a father or mother, like what's your relationship with your kids. Like it's a whole life overhaul.
Yeah, which regardless of how much you think you got your shit together, if you comb through that with somebody, you're gonna
Ask your wife.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna see some shit that you're probably missing or fucking up.
Right.
And I've done the same thing as I'm going
Yeah,
through
we
this
were
with
talking
different
about
people,
it, yeah.
right? You know, and
Here's
you
the
know,
thing.
it's
I
enlightening.
think most men have always all been there.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
we society's made us soft, and it's made us comfortable, and nobody holds each other accountable.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest issue. People just, these guys call me and they tell me that they're just doing whatever the fuck they want, no matter who it hurts, even though they're not directly hurting somebody.
Of course,
you know?
yeah.
And
But
it's
the
like,
thing
dude,
is,
what are you
as
doing?
men
Like,
in this
think about what you just told me.
As men in this country, we have to do better. It's like we have to, like, I mean, the fact that we have the obesity rate that we do, the heart disease rates, and these are all men. These are men.
Yeah.
These are the people that are supposed to be leading our country.
And the hunters, the gatherers, the
Right.
builders, the
Professors, the teachers, we're supposed to be leading by example, and most of them all have kids, and that's what your kids are seeing, and it's just not okay.
Your kids are absorbing that stuff
Yeah.
from day one.
Yeah.
By the way, you know, because I've done plenty of stuff that I've realized I shouldn't have done. You know, my kids have noticed it all. I'm
and
sure.
that's the thing with me, like, you know, with Dimitri, and the next one's like, now that I'm out and I'm controlling my life, like, I want to be that role model. Like, when I'm 55 and I'm kicking his ass, I want him to be like, damn, man,
why are you
when
such a crusty old fucking badass, you know?
But I'm like,
And you
well,
go, you're welcome, son.
yeah, I want him to go, like, when I'm 55, because I've ran into those guys. I'm like, damn, when I'm 55, that's
it.
That's
Yeah.
it. I want him to look at me and go,
That's
my dad's
who I
no
wanna be.
excuses.
Yeah.
I want to be when I'm 55. That's the way I want to be.
100%.
Not
That's how it should
like
be.
overweight and sick and type 2
Yeah,
diabetes.
and then he's got to spend his, some of his life taking care of your ass. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with you? You have a duty to yourself, your family, and your community to be the best version of you
That you
on
can be.
every day, because otherwise you're a liability. And that's why we continue to pour a shit ton of money into these programs that don't do anything but continue to provide crutches for these people to make excuses for themselves.
Now
So call us and we'll take care of you.
Yeah. So what's crazy is you put this on like a larger scale, right? So just say that I could put every man over 30, 30 to even 60, 30 to 60 years old through the Agoge for a year, what that would do to the nation.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd be game changing.
a shockwave through centuries of society.
And then now,
because it's actually gone the opposite direction, and
Right.
you can see what's happening.
exactly. So that's exactly my point. Like, if men became men again, right, and all the right things, their fitness, their faith, their family, their finances, got all their the 4 F's under control.
Yep. I think the self-belief is very important. People are so insecure that they want to take other people down,
Yeah.
as opposed to we should be pushing each other up all the time.
So we fix all that. Do you think that the nation that we would be as a nation in where we're at today? I don't think we would.
Absolutely not.
I don't think that men would have allowed it.
The stuff I see every day, which again, because I scroll through Instagram, it absolutely just, and I'm sure I'm one of so many that do the same thing, but it just so blows me away.
Yeah.
Every day I say it, there's nothing I can never see again that is more ridiculous and stupid than this.
Yeah.
And I open it up the next day, sure enough,
I just don't. I
there's
think
Joe Biden's face.
that's my boy,
Yeah.
little Sleepy Joe. Yeah, right. But anyways, so I really believe. I believe that if men were the version that we are trying to bring back and what we're trying to create, the very best version of men.
Yep.
I don't think that the country would be able to pull off. We wouldn't stand for it, any of it.
100%.
United, we would be so much more united and so much more together. And instead of talking about everybody's how they're different, we would be all focused on how we are the same.
Yep.
It doesn't matter your color, where you come from. It doesn't matter. None of that fucking matters. What matters is what you're doing, your health, your family, how you treat others, how you take care of people, how you teach your kids. And that has nothing to do with your sexual orientation, the way your race,
When did we
your
start
money. Like,
when
who
did-
gives a
when-
shit about any of that?
When did everybody start getting obsessed with putting people in and being a part of
Right.
different groups?
Well, that's the plan, right? That's how you cause diversity to spread out the group. Like, if we're all united as one person.
Makes sense. Yeah.
How can you can't do shit.
Yeah.
It's like a huge group of people against whatever, you can't do anything. But as soon as you start dividing everyone into these small little groups and they're all arguing against each other, it's like, that's like asymmetrical war. That's how you take over country 101. It's like, there's manuals about it. Cause division.
And it doesn't happen overnight.
No, it takes time.
It takes time, and it's amazing how quickly it's already gone by, and the changes are just insane.
That's the reason why. So when Josh and I got together and we were really kind of laying these things out, and we were like building the Agoge, a couple years ago, these are the conversations that we were having. This was even before COVID. We were looking at the family unit. We were looking at men and how far we've kind of fallen of manhood, right? And looking at the BC rates, looking at all these diseases. And we're like, we have to do our part. Like this is us creating a company to make men better.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's the goal.
You're doing a service.
Yeah. It's a service to get men to be better and to commit to themselves to be better. Anyways. So that's, it's the Agoge. And now Tyler, if you sign up, if you go to agogetraining.com, you
can chat with me.
You and Tyler are going to have a conversation about how you're fucking up your life. And we're gonna work with you to get it back together, but in the most loving and compassionate way. In all
again,
seriousness.
too, you don't have to be in a ditch to take advantage of it either.
No,
this is going to be a program that is going to just revamp, organize, and simplify and take your life to another level.
That's the thing. If you're it doesn't matter if you scale from 1 to 10. If you're at a 4, we're going to get you to a 10. If you're at a 9 and you're stuck and you want to be a 10, you're a 9, we're going to get you to a 10.
There's plenty of guys that say, that they're very happy but they just need something, and they sign up.
Well, that's that limiting
that challenge.
It's like one of our pillars, right? The belief. That's that limiting belief saying that, well, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You can get better every day.
Just like jiu-jitsu. Like like all the guys that told me when I got promoted to black belt, that's when I felt like a white belt again.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing in life. It's the same thing with this. Like it doesn't matter. You never peak, and we always push it.
Yeah, we get used to thinking that there needs to be this finish line. This trophy. That nothing should have an end.
It's an arbitrary. There is no finish line. There's no peaking.
Yeah. Always need to be open-minded and ready to learn something new. And like you say all the time, push that needle and
always. The best never peak. The best is yet to come, as old Bedros would say.
Yeah.
So that's the Agoge. That's our company. And then I guess we'll go ahead and talk about some sponsors here. Johnny Slicks, which you were in a commercial. How awesome was that Shave Dad video?
Oh, he's been in more than one commercial, actually.
Yeah. Has he?
I was in the downtown thing, the bar.
Black Label.
Oh, the Black Label commercial where you choked. We got you and I get in a fight. You choked me out.
That was a fun night.
And then you choked out Carlos too and broke the couch.
Yeah. Don't tell them that. That dude's huge.
They do not listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I think that couch was probably seen better days. So
he was a large human.
Yeah, that was a blast though.
That
commercial turned out great.
That was a fun commercial.
It was a cool concept too.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but it was great. And then the dad, that Father's Day
and
thing was amazing.
and the jiu-jitsu one where you sniffed.
Oh yeah, you're like,
you smell amazing.
That's that Johnny Slicks.
Go to sleep.
So when you started wearing Johnny Slicks, did Cody ever react? That's what I like to ask people.
She loves that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's obsessed.
I don't know what Johnny did. There's some like serious pheromones in that stuff because it drives women crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know your ingredients are all on there, right?
Oh yeah,
it's not a secret, right? Yeah, what does he do to get these amazing scents?
They're
some of the best I've ever smelled. I promise.
It's
unfortunately I can't smell anything because of COVID.
He understands the things about your primary and tertiary palate, so he pairs things together that'll get your primary and then hit the tertiary.
They take
palate.
you places. I feel them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They are coconut infused essential oils.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. But it's all natural ingredient or all organic, not natural. I'm sorry, he makes me not say that because there's a lot of what is it? Formaldehyde is natural,
right?
and
but
asbestos
it
is
will-
natural.
It will kill you.
And there's products that are putting that in their grooming products.
All natural ingredients.
Yeah, we just
and it still says all natural ingredients, right?
Yeah, so
So
episode
you
zero.
think you're getting something decent, but
Go
it's
to
garbage.
episode 002 and listen to that, and he talks about it. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all of this is completely organic and all the good stuff.
It's a phenomenal product,
You can read every single thing.
and it does the trick better than anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
I love shaving with the
Shave soap.
shave soap. It feels smooth. At least my skin just feeling amazing.
What is your favorite scent?
I love Paradise
Paradise is the bomb.
and Omega
Listen to that. And you're how old, Tyler? 36?
36.
Yeah, you're in the Omega group.
And what are you gonna? Is the new stuff you gave me, which I don't know if that's secret or whatever. But what is that? Does
that's
does
that's-
that scent have a name?
It's water-based pomade. So we're the first all-organic water-based pomade. There is no other organic water-based pomade on the market.
It's awesome.
This will be the first one.
It's huge.
Yeah,
And
that's
the hold is great. And then what's
harder.
What's
Yeah,
the
it's
scent
a-
though?
it's a
What's
strong-
that scent that you gave me? Because it's fantastic. It's my favorite.
I don't know what he did.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I hope he can replicate it.
Smelled it. Well, he has a fragrance. I'm sure he gave you a fragrance. I just don't know which one he gave you.
Well, he's been so
You gave me that one.
yeah, but
Didn't you say you came up with that one?
No. If he did that, it was probably rugged.
No, you did it. You gave it to me at Dimitri's birthday party.
Yeah, I don't make that. That's Johnny.
Oh,
I just gave.
I thought you were like you
No,
like
no,
this is
no.
something I've been working on.
No. He gave me two,
Oh,
and
okay,
I
gotcha.
I gave you one to try. Yeah. So because
So he doesn't have a name for that scent yet, though.
No, it'll be all over. It'll be all the same scents. What he's doing is so that whatever scent that is, it's there. What
I
he's
gotcha.
doing,
I see what you're saying.
he's making them with the scents to make sure the formulas work.
Gotcha. So it is
Yeah.
a scent that you already have, but
Yeah.
it's
He's
just a
putting it in
different
the
formula.
water based. Yeah, he's
gotcha,
put it in
okay.
the water based. So this is the most recent formula for the water based pomade that I got to try. And it's just a stronger hold. It's just
Yep.
like a locked in hold.
Yep.
And that's what people have been really asking for. This is going to kill. We're going to
Oh,
make
yeah.
we're going to make a shit ton of money.
Yep.
I'm going to tell all you guys right now.
Buy it
You're
up.
going to make a shit ton of money off
Can't
this
wait to watch you
water-based
guys
pomade.
buy this. Yeah, it's
We're-
it's
Black
great stuff.
Friday.
Oh, is it Black Friday? That's right.
Oh man, it's so good.
So Omega, and for those of you listening, Omega, if you're over 30, Omega is what you want. Omega and rugged scents are very popular with men over 30. If you're under 30, original and
Original
alpha.
shave soap is amazing.
It's something your mom smoked when she was pregnant
Hey.
with you. That's why.
I see.
I got an idea. Mandals, man candles that smell.
We already
like
have
your
them.
man's-
Black
You do?
Friday.
Black Friday.
Boom.
Yeah. Johnny Slicks candles.
Actually, no, October 1st. What am I saying?
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah,
so-
don't ruin it. October
Yeah.
1st. Correct.
When's this podcast launching? Not Monday, but
Oh,
following.
the candles are out. Go to
There
johnnyslicks.com
you go.
and get a candle.
Boom.
There you go.
I'm going to get a candle.
Mandel.
Yeah.
I'm handle.
So Johnny Slicks is that. That's
Yeah.
a sponsor, and then we're actually this podcast room is actually in Johnny Slicks Fulfillment, and then the next one would be Core Medical Group. That is where I get all my HRT therapy, and what's great about them is they care so much about. I mean, how awesome was that talk with David and Mike when you talked to them?
Yeah, they're super thorough. They take a genuine interest in you and
Yeah.
how you feel and what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, it's
And-
not even about your levels, even though your levels do matter, but it's more about how you feel.
Yeah, and my levels are straight garbage.
Yeah, we're gonna
You have to
fix
measure
that.
your own taint, though, for that.
Yeah, they do not measure
I mean,
your taint.
Mike offered, but I declined.
Mike's also a BJJ black belt, so it was a good pairing.
Yeah. No, he didn't try to like sell me anything. You know, he's a sales rep, right? But
Yeah.
he just laid out.
This
you
is
know,
what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's what can help you.
Yeah.
What can I get you?
Yeah.
You know.
And
He's a good drug dealer.
Exactly. The best.
legal drug dealer. Anyway, so then that, and then of course, the BPN team, Bear Performance Nutrition. This guy, I freaking love Nick to death. He
Guy's
has
a
built.
monster, bro.
He is a monster, man. He is an absolute monster.
Does he have something lined up for his next?
Yeah, he's doing another 100-miler in the mountains
one?
or something. I don't know. I forgot, but it's
Has he
public
done
already.
Has he done Hurt? The Hurt 100? Do you know?
I don't know. He just did the Leadville 100, and did really well.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, there are professional runners that fail out of a 100-mile race.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
he just crushed it.
I read David Goggins' book a few years ago and started running pretty avidly. I haven't done it nearly as much, but I really would love to just complete a 100-mile race sometime.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. I'm out.
Just to say I did it.
I'm out. I'll go hike 100 miles.
Yeah.
I ain't running 100
Well, I
miles.
mean, a lot of those guys, even Goggins, I mean, they have to walk that shit a lot.
No, I'll do that, but I ain't running.
Yeah. And you're still feet just falling apart. It's
Oh, yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I get it. So, yeah, BPN, all of my protein, my pre-workout, my recovery. I'll tell you what.
Those reds and greens are on point, too.
That's what I was about to say, man. Strong greens and strong reds. I open my eyes, I stumble in the kitchen, 60 seconds. I take my every morning. It is a game changer for the way I feel. And if I don't do it, I fucking feel completely different.
Those antioxidants.
Yeah. And and not to mention keeping you regular. You take those
if
things.
you don't take it, then you can't poop.
Time
I mean,
to go.
I can still poop, babe. But I'll tell you this, I take it, and within 5 minutes, it's
You didn't poop before you started taking reds and greens?
never.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
But it does. It really does change the way you feel. And then, of course, Gators I wear, because Gators makes you cooler when you wear it.
Just don't wear them in the ocean.
Are you the one that lost your Gators?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Do not wear them
Do
in the
not
ocean.
wear them in the ocean.
No, that's a rookie move right there. All American made aluminum frames. I wore them in Afghanistan, still wearing them today. And they keep moving the needle and making better glasses.
They're great shades.
Yeah. You just got a pair of Delta Sunburst, right?
They're dope.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's like Men in Black. Like once you put those shades on,
yeah,
it's like the last pair of sunglasses you'll ever own.
I haven't worn my Oakleys in a long time.
No. And they're not American made, they're China made. And
we don't like communism.
Anyway, so yeah, buy American made. An American made, I'll tell you this. Let me get on before we call this American made. Let me tell you something. And this is something that Johnny and I spoke about if you missed 002, but American made is more than just the item being American made. And this was something I didn't even really think about. American made items not just is about the item, it's about the people that you're employing, like factories, manufacturing.
You're feeding families.
You're feeding communities. And then what hit me was, he goes, well, we source all American made. So there's 400 something ingredients that we source from other places.
Yeah.
And all of them.
That's putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Know? And it needs to be done more often.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that, you need to be taking a look at yourself.
So I mean, like, if you really look at, like, if you said, hey, you know what, I'm going to try to do as much American made as possible. Think about what that would stimulate the economy.
Yeah. See what that looks like, take a look at it. I mean, it might even cost you a little bit more, but think about what you're doing.
So that was something for
your country.
Yeah. So with Johnny Slicks, we're like, holy shit. Like, it's not just about the product being American made, but it's like the people that you're employing. And
I wonder if we could say that at Crest, right?
Yeah.
We make, American made jiu-jitsu practitioners.
AJJ.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Gators and BPN, and basically almost everybody I work with. Trying to make America great again.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, thank you so much for coming on 003.
It's a pleasure.
Look forward to you choking me out later.
Coming tonight?
No. Pizza night tonight.
Ooh.
You missed team workout.
Wait, where are we getting pizza from?
Allie's making it.
What time's that going down? I'll be
Whenever
there.
you want to come over, you can have pizza.
That's right. Oh yeah, we got our anniversary party that you got to come to. Well, guys, thank you so much. Listen, share this podcast, share it, screenshot it, put it on social media, tag Tyler, tag me.
Come train with us, Crest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Open mat. Anytime you want to come choke Nick out, I'm there. Come beat me up. I'm good for it.
Hampstead, North Carolina.
Hampstead, North Carolina. So share this with a friend. Leave us a review. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you on the next episode.